This morning, I'm talking with Robert McLarty, the editor of MET. Good morning, Robert.
Morning, Jono. How are you?
Good, thank you. And you?
Very well. Very nice, warm day here in England.
Good. Now, listen, my first question for those people who don't know the structure of the magazine, MET, how is it structured? What's a typical issue look like?
Okay, well, a typical issue always has regular features. So there's the editorial, there's the reviews section covering new software, new books, new apps. We have It Works in Practice, which is a practical section where 2 or 3 different teachers in different parts of the world will send in ideas that, as the name says, work in practice. We then have the CPD section where we encourage you to use the magazine as a basis for professional development, either for yourself or in seminars within your team at work. We have a new thing completely called Global Voices, which is just little biopics of teachers teaching situations in different parts of the world. So in this issue, for example, we've got people in Mexico, in the USA, in Kuwait, just describing their learning situation, their typical students, the challenges, and of course, some of the solutions they've found to those problems. So those features occur regularly. And then every issue, so 6 times a year, we choose a particular theme. And for this issue, we've chosen, as you can see from the cover, young learners, and we dedicate 8 or 9 articles to that particular theme.
So young learners is quite a sort of upcoming sort of topic, isn't it, in language teaching? It's getting more important.
Yep.
What's something that you've
got? A lot of teachers aren't really trained to teach young learners. A lot of us have done adult teacher training courses, so the prospect of having to teach 6, 7, 8-year-olds can be pretty daunting.
So what have you picked up from this issue, looking at those articles on this topic?
I think there are 3 main points which have come up. I think the first thing is to really treat children as people. They have their own ideas, they have their own opinions, they can give feedback, they have activities that they want, and most particularly they have questions they want to ask. You know that kids are curious by nature. The main question students often ask is why? And if we can encourage our young learners to ask those questions, to say what they're thinking, it can generate some really useful language for them. A very good article by Chris Rowland in this issue talks about that very thing. He always dedicates 10 or 15 minutes of the lesson to genuinely learner-led activities where one of the kids will just ask a question and then they'll get into good English. Everybody will practice it, and then Chris will probably finally give the answer to that question. So very real student-centered work. I think the other thing is that we're all trying to develop citizens of the future. So any skills we can involve in the English language classroom, which are going to be of use in the real world, collaboration, cooperation, even critical thinking can start at a very young age. All of those things really need to be encouraged as part of the English language teaching. And I think the third area is digital. We always talk about kids being much better than their parents using digital devices. And a very nice article in the issue by Farzana, who describes her research in Pakistan, where children were developing their literacy skills, not only in English, but in their mother tongue, by using an English language app to help them learn to read. So a wide range of topics covered in the Young Learners edition.
Good. And outside of that theme, were there any other sort of interesting topics this month that got your attention?
Well, I think as usual, I'm always surprised. I sit waiting for articles to arrive, and you get an absolute spread of ideas coming in from all different parts of the world. So this month we've got a really nice article about being interviewed and interviewing. So as teachers start to get back into employment, how are you going to stand out from the others when you're interviewed for a potential job? And as the interviewer, How should you really be judging people? How should you be conducting an interview to get the very best out of the interviewee? So that's a great article. There's another very good one on collegiality, which sounds quite highfalutin, but in fact is really being a good team player within your staff room. So many schools depend on a really vibrant staff room to generate ideas, support your colleagues, give help to people, get feedback, discuss ideas, etc. But if you get a negative staff room or a negative attitude to team teaching or working with your colleagues, then that really can cause some problems. So Sandy Thompson has written a very nice article on some steps towards creating a more collegiate atmosphere.
That's
a couple of just
awesome
standouts.
Yeah, such an important topic, that one. So I will look out for that one myself.
Excellent.
So listen, thank you, Robert. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, Jono, and all the best. And the next issue is going to be about hybrid learning. So maybe we can talk again in a couple of months.
Good. Very topical. Thanks, Robert.
Take care.
Bye.